JimmyAllen.com. When 6A to 6P isn't enough, the boys have you covered. Here's Jimmy Allen and John Schreiner.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome inside the After Hours Lounge. Jimmy Allen, John Schreiner, Dan Campinen with you here on a Wednesday night with a loaded show to get to. Our good friends from Big Brothers Big Sisters, the Midlands, are going to join us at 6:15 to tell us how you can become a mentor this winter. Bob Williams of Williams Law is going to join us at 6:30. I can't imagine what we're going to be talking about from a legal standpoint in the sporting world.
Wonder.
Can't involve betting or gambling or the NBA in any way by any sort of
Shout out Chauncey.
Call your shot. Speaking of big shots, call your shot at 6:45. Get your chance to win an After Hours T-shirt and continue your run to a game of great significance on Black Friday.
Yes,
we'll get the updated score sheet from John Schreiner. We will buy or sell at 7 o'clock. Disco Danny Dynamite has been put in charge of writing buy or sell tonight. We want to just mention that the comments made at the 7 o'clock segment do not reflect the visions or thoughts of the After Hours Lounge.
Even though we all love the Minnesota Lynx.
It's 7:15. We open up the show to you. Don't forget to get your questions into at After Hours 1620 about anything we are talking about tonight or any questions you may have in your mind in the sporting world. And John Walker from the Omaha World Herald will join us at 7:30, and then we will give you our predictions and over-unders for the football game on Saturday, which is a blackout against USC.
Oh, grow up.
Speaking of that football game, there will be a head coach on the sideline who people are wondering where he's going to be next year. And somehow at this point in the season, it's not Lincoln Riley. It is Matt Rule. And I think this is going to be one of the more interesting coaching carousels because of the jobs that are open. I don't think that's the hottest take in the world to give, but I say that to say this. I don't know if Penn State is the most lucrative job out there. And
is it the best situation? Probably not.
I mean, you can go get a job in Gainesville and fall out of bed and hit a 4-star.
Yeah.
It's not necessary.
Ed Orgeron said, I could drive 100 miles. I'll pick up 2 All-American.
Yeah. That was like Ed Orgeron meets a guy that owns a fireworks stand meets the coach from
That's Ed Orgeron.
Bobby Boucher.
Orgeron.
Yeah.
That was what Brian Kelly
you could have just said
wished he
Orgeron.
sounded like.
That's it.
I just wonder, I think on its face, like Penn State was the number 2 ranked team in the country preseason. So on its face, that's got to be the best job. But the problem is you're walking into expectations that haven't been met in 3 decades without any semblance of a reason to think that you could be the one to get them over the hump.
Yeah.
Like James Franklin was in the Final Four a year ago, and they fired him after 1 bad season. Like, this is the only bad season he's had in that tenure. Now, it was the highest expectations he's ever had, but I'm fairly certain Florida State is going to become open. Florida's already open. LSU is already open. And that's not to say that things still couldn't go really south at Norman. We don't know what the situation is at Auburn, Alabama. Like, a lot's going to have to happen for Brett Venables to get fired at this point. But listen, it's not
Wisconsin might end the season with 2 wins.
Not out of the realm possible. I don't think they're firing Luke Fickell, man.
It doesn't seem like it.
It feels like they've they feel like they got their guy that can get this thing righted, and they're giving him the time.
I don't know if they have the money to fire Luke Fickell.
Also that.
I don't know how much you talked about this last night. I obviously was not here, but can we agree?
No.
That Brian Kelly's firing had much more to do than
Brian Kelly,
just the play on the field.
Yeah, it was clear. I mean, when you saw him or cut to him at any point during the game on Saturday, he just looked like he was looking to berate anybody that walked by.
Well, and I put this out on Twitter after the game. It was like, if I had any shred of respect left for the man, it was gone after that game, because every time he was on camera, he was MFing a player or an assistant coach.
He was gesturing to the fans at one point.
Yeah. Like, this mirrors the Bo Pelini firing.
I agree.
So closely.
I agree.
It has it has something to do with the play on the field.
I think the James Franklin of it all does too.
And so much more to do with the personality of the man in charge.
Yeah. And even further into that, I think this is just more confirmation that money's not real in college sports.
No.
Like, if you just rub the wrong person the wrong way, it doesn't matter how successful you were 8 months ago. Like, and that's why, and I know they're having a lot more success, and Jordan Mayava has helped that, but like, that's why when I was talking about Lincoln Riley before the season started, I was like, I don't think it's going to take all that much to usher him out of South California. And I still think that's like we talk about Matt Rule and what Saturday means for Matt Rule and his pretense to get to Penn State or wherever else may be next for him if they come calling. If USC shows up and gets boat raced by Nebraska on Saturday, which I don't think is that far-fetched of an idea because of how different USC plays on the road versus how they play at home, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. But if it were to happen, I wouldn't be all that shocked. I'm going to be really interested to see what it looks like at USC if they show up in Lincoln, who 2 weeks removed from the ass-kicking Nebraska guy against Minnesota, and they roll USC. That's going to be a really, really bad look for the powers that be at USC.
Yeah, like there's still so much season. I know we're going into week 10, but like there's still so much season to play out. And there's still teams who came in with very high expectations whose seasons are still teetering on the brink of being lost.
Me and Mike talked about this last night, but like there's a possibility Texas might come open. If Sark is able, like there's been the rumors about Steve Sarkisian interviewing for the Tennessee job and leaving for the Titans in the NFL. Like if LSU, Florida, Texas, Penn State, and USC were all to open up in the same offseason,
and maybe Auburn,
what's the best job? Because like
it's Texas,
it has to be, right? But again, you haven't even come close to a national championship since 2009. You haven't won one since 2006, and you're now in the SEC. Where all it takes is a little bit of cash to shift in the right direction, and you're not exactly at the top of the pecking order like you were in the Big 12. So, like, in theory, it would be Texas, but, like, how many coaches have gone to Texas and then just not been able to get over the hump, and then their career is over? And the answer is everybody but Mac Brown.
Well, I think, like, this is one of the, like, it didn't look like this was going to happen early on in the NIL era, but I think it's really started to create a ton of parity in the sport of college football, which is the thing we were all asking for, right?
Yeah.
But I think you look at where Indiana is, you look at where Vandy is, you look at like Ole Miss. Look at where Ole Miss is. Like Ole Miss was never considered a national power. Like they had Eli Manning and could barely win an SEC game.
Yeah.
Like we are getting to the point where there are no like Ohio State may be the only guarantee in the country anymore. And there's a real world where Ohio State's not even a guarantee.
But think about the conversation we're having right now. They wanted to fire Ryan Day last year at the end of the regular season
when they lost to Michigan.
And I think more than parity, which I agree because me and Mike talked about this last night, is that it's not like at Alabama and Georgia they have all the funds in the world. And it's just being like you're having to pay players more than you probably were underneath the table on the table now, which is leaving less for everybody underneath them. So the talent is spreading. Like there's a 5-star starting at quarterback at UTEP this year. Like that's the thing that's happening. Now he's not very good.
He's not starting more either.
No, he's not. Well, there you go. But regardless, like like I agree. I think we've actually accidentally fixed the like transfer portal thing in a sense of there aren't going to be a lot of guys left out in the cold just because there's enough spots for everybody to land at, right? But if, like, you brought up Ole Miss a minute ago, and I wonder how much the Lane Kiffin experience is going to find its way outside of Oxford. Because if they're able to make a run to the playoff,
he's on everybody's hot board.
If they're able to make a run to the playoff, which it looks like they're probably going to, he's probably going to be number one on a lot of people's lists. Now,
Florida fans want Kiffin. Penn State fans want Kiffin. Auburn fans haven't even fired their coach yet. They want Kiffin.
Well, people forget he's from here. And there's that. But there's no slam dunk hire out there. There's no like, okay, well, Saban's coming back from the NFL or, where does Urban Meyer land this time?
Like, pretend there's a world where Ryan Day could be lured away from Ohio State. That's not even a slam dunk.
But we don't think that's a possibility.
No,
like I don't think Ryan Day ever. And
I'm saying
ever leaves for the NFL.
Let's pretend there's a world, but that's not even a slam dunk hire.
But you've got two current head coaches that have national championships under their belt, and guess what? You're not getting either one of them.
Nope.
So 3. Sorry, Dabo Swinney is still coaching. I forgot about that. So
yes, he is.
You have 3 guys.
You might get him. I don't know.
Do you want him though?
Yeah, that's the question.
Like,
Well, you have to be able to pronounce his last name correctly first.
If we're being honest with Mr. Swinney's resume, it's how it should be pronounced. He's from South Carolina. That's where he coaches. Don't at me on Twitter.
Do wish Dan a happy birthday, though. I forgot to lead with that.
Happy birthday, Dan.
Happy birthday, Dan.
He's got 2 national championships, and he knows how to build a program, just not currently. And I think
that feels important.
It does feel important. But I feel like if he were to go to the right school and the right setup, number one, I don't think that would matter. And number two, I think that any athletic director worth his salt and knows that he can't just rest on his laurels like he is at Clemson right now would say, hey, buddy, here's a fun fact. You've got to step it up. You've got to actually give 2.5 rips about NIL and how you're funding this football team.
I'll tell you this, though. The folks in Dallas, Fort Worth, and in Atlanta at Georgia Tech and certain other schools are probably
Lubbock, Texas,
begging and praying. Well, Joey McGuire is an interesting concept, though, right? Because wasn't really winning until all this money got invested, but money got invested, and you have Texas Tech money elsewhere, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But again, if you're firing a guy who couldn't win a national championship and you don't have the ability to hire a guy that's already won one, what are the expectations? And I think this cycle specifically is probably going to be a little detrimental to whatever the hiring process should look like, right? Because I don't see a perfect scenario where you can please everybody. And I'm talking about any of the jobs that are open because.
Well, I don't know I don't know if you ever could.
Well, you could, because there was the Urban Meyer of it all, right? Like Urban Meyer leaves Florida. He ends up at Ohio State. There was those guys out there that were multi-time national champions that was always like, well, if you throw enough money at Saban, he might leave Tuscaloosa, which was never happening, but there was always that discussion, right? That guy's not out. Maybe that's Kirby Smart, but he's never, for any amount of money in any year, leaving Georgia.
I don't see that happening. Why would you leave Georgia at this point?
You don't have to leave your job to be a mentor. And we're going to tell you how you can do that on the other side of the break. We're going to catch up with Emma from Big Brothers Big Sisters. If you missed our opening segment tonight, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Aloe Fiber. From Nebraska neighborhoods all across the state, it's clear there is no place like Nebraska. And just like so many of all of us, Aloe calls Nebraska home. Born and raised right here in the Cornhusker State, sharing proud traditions of agriculture, athletics, education, and community. Just like game day traditions bring us together season after season, Aloe brings people together connection by connection. Go over to aloefiber.com/Husker Radio and sign up for services provided to be the pick of the Huskers. They provide Nebraska athletics with their official internet TV and mobile. We'll be right back, catching up with Emma Beebe of Big Brothers Big Sisters, the Midlands, right here on 1620 The Zone.
Hey, everybody, it's John here for Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. Do you have your fall gear figured out? Well, you better, because if you haven't been outside lately, it's fall. It's definitely time to get those long sleeve shirts and get them in your favorite brands at 78th and Dodge from Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. Mizzen and Maine, Johnny O. Let me tell you a little story. Went to the Nebraska game on Saturday, wore my Johnny O quarter zip with the little Nebraska N on it. Got a compliment walking into the stadium. Nice shirt. Where'd you get that? Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear, 78th and Dodge, Omaha, Nebraska. That's the place. And they've got the new Brax pants, professional, comfortable, all in one bundle. You're going to look great. Go in, try them on. Don't have to buy them online where you don't know what they feel like, what they look like. You can walk in, you can touch them with your hands, you can put them on, walk out knowing you bought the right pants from Brax. Check out Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. They've been dressed in Omaha for over 50 years.
Your Omaha area forecast from the Boys Town Ear, Nose, and Throat Weather Center and KETV News Watch 7.
Lighter winds and clearing skies tonight. We look for lows in the low to mid-30s. There's a possibility of frost around the area. Partly cloudy and pleasant on Thursday. High temperature upper 50s to near 60, and then cold again into Friday. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bill Ranby from KETV News Watch 7.
So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
The real game changer in college athletics, it's coaches. And at Bellevue University, there is an experienced team of coaches who know you both as an athlete and as a person. Plus, there are student coach advisors who are there to provide individualized academic support every step of the way as you progress towards your degree. At Bellevue University, you're not just another athlete. You belong. We're for you. And for college sports, visit BUBruins.com.
From the chant of Husker Power to Allo Fiber powering your home and Husker Nation, Allo is the teammate you can trust. Whether you're streaming at home with Allo Internet, watching on the go with DirecTV through Allo, or checking stats and scores on Allo Mobile, Allo keeps you in the game. Bench the other guys and team up with the official internet, TV, and mobile partner of the Huskers. Go Gig Red. Visit allofiber.com/Husker Radio.
Criminal, civil, personal. If you or a loved one is facing a lawsuit, let Williams Law represent you and your family today. With more than 20 years litigation experience in Nebraska, Williams Law will defend you with the dedication you deserve. If you're facing a DUI or if your son or daughter has been accused of a crime, Williams Law is here for you. Call 402-522-6317 to get a free, no-obligation consultation and to get the representation you deserve today.
Leaves are falling and footballs are flying. It's the season to celebrate, but it's tough to relax when your furnace starts shaking, rattling, and rumbling every time it turns on. With a maintenance plan from Controlled Comfort, you can enjoy peace of mind all year long. Our comfort specialist will perform a full HVAC tune-up and ensure your system is operating efficiently and reliably. Schedule your maintenance appointment today at ControlledComfort.com.
Control Comfort keeps it under control.
Are you watching the water slowly seep down the drain again? Go with a local solution. Go with trusted. AX Plumbing is here to help. With over 20 years of serving the metro area, AX Plumbing can do it all, from residential to commercial. They can even help with the new build installation service. Head over to axpservice.com today. There's financing available to qualified buyers and military discount too. Check out axpservice.com today. AX Plumbing. They'll leave your place cleaner than they found it.
Get the truck you love and never pay a dock fee, only at Baxter Ford. That's right, pay for the vehicle, not the paperwork. Save on our incredible selection of new Ford trucks, F-150, F-150 Lightning, Super Duty, Maverick, and Ranger, and shop with confidence, knowing you'll never pay a dock fee. Experience our helpful way to buy a car, with no handoffs, no hassles, and absolutely no hidden fees. Shop now at BaxterFord.com.
Tell us how you feel on the JTech Construction and Solar Zone Twitter feed. Reach Gary, Matt, Connor, Josh, and John anytime on JTech Construction and Solar Zone Twitter feed. Contact the official exterior and solar experts of the Huskers. JTech Construction, your exteriorexperts.com.
It takes hard work to make Nebraska the right place to raise a family, build a business, or grow a community. We're counting on working parents to make it happen, and they're counting on childcare professionals to have their backs. Employers and other contributors can earn up to a $100,000 tax credit for strengthening childcare in our communities and state. Learn more at nebraskachildcaretaxcredit.org. Brought to you by First 5 Nebraska and Nebraska Children and Families Foundation, and aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
6:20 on a Wednesday here on 1620 The Zone, brought to you by Bellevue University. Keep up to date on all the championship action happening on Bellevue's campus by downloading the BU Bruins app to your smartphone tonight. One of our favorite things we get to do is represent the big brothers and big sisters of the Midlands on this fine radio program, and one of our favorite people to talk to, Emma Beebe, is with us tonight. Emma, thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Jimmy.
We love having you in to talk about exactly the numbers and what they look like for male mentors in the Omaha area, and we talk about it all the time, but just remind people why it's so important for adult males to be mentors and counselors for young children.
Absolutely. So we have over 110 young people right now waiting for a mentor, and over half of those are boys. So we really need some male mentors to step up and make an impact.
So when we're talking about the need for mentors, what's the number right now that you have in your system that are looking for a big?
Yeah, so I would say about 60-ish. So
Okay.
110 in all, 60-ish are boys. And that's always how it goes. So we always have more boys than girls. Yeah.
When we talk about the time dedication to it, is it expected like for the length of, and I don't know, I don't want to use an agreement, but like how long should somebody expect? Is it for the school year? Is it the length of the year? Obviously they could stick around for longer, but what's like the minimum commitment from a time period somebody could give?
For sure. So we just ask that you meet with your mentee 4 hours a month, whenever that be on a weekend, weekday, whatever is convenient for you, and that you're matched in our program for at least 1 year. A lot of our matches are matched way beyond that 1 year, but we just ask for a 1 year commitment.
So obviously we're a sports oriented audience here. Do you find that a lot of the boys in your program are sports kids? Like what are some of the major interests of the kids that are looking for bigs right now?
Yeah, so we have a whole bunch of diverse kids. So, yes, we have a ton of boys who love sports, but we also have a ton of boys who are into video games, gaming, into the arts, all different types. And so that's why we really need a diverse pool of mentors because we match based on interests because we have so many different boys who are interested in so many different things.
How long have you been at Big Brothers and Big Sisters?
Yeah, so I've been with them for over 3.5 years, and then I was a big sister myself before I started, so I've been a big sister coming up on 4 years.
What is something that is different about Big Brothers Big Sisters as a whole than maybe it was 3.5 years ago, 5 years ago? Obviously, the pandemic probably changed a lot of things. What is something that's different about Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands today than maybe it was 5 years ago?
Oh gosh. So we've just grown exponentially. I mean, we've added a school-based mentoring program. We've added another program to help support our families and kids. Our wait list has ebbed and flowed, but we're seeing a trend where we're just going right back up from the pandemic of the amount of kids who need a supportive adult. So really we've grown quite a bit since the pandemic.
So I think just thinking about it from my own perspective, thinking about younger me in my
Scary
shoes.
thought.
Yeah. It would have maybe been like, look, I don't know. I don't have a kid. I don't know how to deal with kids. Like, do you run into some of that? And what would you say to someone out there who's like, yeah, I think I might like to do it, but I don't know how to deal with kids?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question. I mean, a lot of our mentors, they're like, I have to be this perfect person. I don't know what to do. The great news is that they get support every step of the way. So we have match support specialists who are specifically assigned to your match to give you resources, guidance. We're there for you. We don't just leave you on an island as soon as you get matched. It's a great experience for both the mentor and the mentee.
Well, and that brings up an interesting point because there may be somebody out there that does have kids that may be interested in having a friend for their son or daughter, or just having that kind of connection or having extra time while they're being mom or being dad. Is that something you guys run into often?
Absolutely. Yeah. We actually accept big couples, is what we call them.
Oh, okay.
So if you ever want to mentor with your partner, we do match you with a boy on our wait list because of that need for male mentors. So big couples do it. We have families who are already, quote, established and have kids and everything, but they still feel the need to give back and volunteer their time.
And are there any like special events that you know of, or perhaps like discounts or tickets or anything that are available to bigs when they wanted to do like events with their littles?
Absolutely. So all year long, we get donated events to all sorts of athletic events. So we just got a whole bunch of Husker tickets for basketball. We get tickets to different community shows like the Nutcracker. We have that coming up. But yeah, we always get donated tickets, and then our agency puts on free events all the time for matches.
How does somebody become a mentor if they're interested in doing so?
Yes. So we encourage people to go to bbsmidlands.org. You have all the information you need to get signed up there.
That's Emma Beebe of Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands. If you have time to dedicate to a child, or maybe you don't think you do and want to find out if you do or not, head over to Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands.org and become a mentor today. Thank you so much for doing this. We'll catch up with you later in the year.
Yeah, thanks. Always a pleasure.
If you missed the Big Brothers segment tonight, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by our friends at Railcar. Stop by 144th in Blondo for happy hour 2:30 to 6 o'clock. They have appetizers starting as low as $2. Where can you get an appetizer for $2? Not anywhere else. Other than 144th in Blondo, it's Railcar there. Signature cocktails starting at $10. Classic cocktails, $8. Every single glass of wine in the joint, $2 off. Railcars are off the corner of 144th in Blondo. Stop out and grab happy hour and brunch this weekend. We'll be right back at this side of the break talking about the illegal gambling ring in the NBA with Bob Williams of Williams Law right here on 1620 Zone.
All right. Okay, got my phone for a picture.
Ready to make a positive impact in a young boy's life? Join Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands and become a mentor where you are matched up with a boy in the greater Omaha area. Over 50 boys are waiting for someone like you to guide and inspire them. Visit mentoromaha.org and sign up to make a difference in a boy's life. Don't wait, make a lasting impact today.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
Fall is the time to get to Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. Stop in and see John, Dan, Jake, Deanna, Matt, and Monier the tailor. There's new fall apparel from Mizzen and Maine, Johnny O, Roan, and now pants from Brax. Stop by 78th and Dodge and look great for all of your fall events.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
Rail Cars Happy Hour is here.
Stop by 144th and Blondo Monday through Saturday from 2:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. and Sunday from 2 to close, and enjoy $2 to $5 off appetizers, $1 off draft and bottles of beer, and delicious ciders. All signature cocktails are $10. Classic cocktails are $8. And every glass of wine is $2 off. Plus, Rail Cars' incredible brunch menu is on display 9:30 to 2 Saturday and Sunday.
Rail Car Modern American Kitchen.
144th and Blondo.
Life is unpredictable, with seasonal storms and plumbing issues hiding around every corner. You can't predict the future. So when life happens, go with a trusted, reputable company like Paul Davis Restoration. Fire, water, mold, or storm damage can all be restored by Paul Davis Restoration. Don't live in the aftermath of tragedy. Restore your home today. Call Paul Davis Restoration at 402-553-0373 today. Are you watching the water slowly seep down the drain again? Go with a local solution. Go with trusted. AX Plumbing is here to help. With over 20 years of serving the metro area, AX Plumbing can do it all, from residential to commercial. They can even help with the new build installation service. Head over to axpservice.com today. There's financing available to qualified buyers and military discount too. Check out axpservice.com today. AX Plumbing. They'll leave your place cleaner than they found it.
Hey everyone, Josh and John here for Underdog Fantasy. The NBA season is back, and there is no better place to win some money than on Underdog. Just pick your favorite player and find a stat that you like them to go higher or lower in. Could be points, assists, rebounds, and more, and you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. And the best part of all, John, of course, you can make picks and win money right here in Nebraska.
Josh, that's the fun of Underdog. You can work with any sport, and now we have the NBA. So download that Underdog app today. Use our promo code 1620thezone. Score $100 in bonus funds or bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code 1620thezone. With Underdog, make picks, win money. Must be 19 plus and present in Nebraska. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com for details. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Help us light the way to a joyful holiday season. Join us November 13th at 90th and Dodge for the Salvation Army Tree of Lights Family Festival presented by American National Bank. Festivities kick off at 5 p.m. in the bank parking lot with free food, family fun activities, and pictures with Santa. Then the fun continues with live music. And finally, we'll celebrate the 20th anniversary of the Tree of Lights being hosted by the bank as we light the big Christmas tree just after sunset. Mark your calendars, 5 p.m. November 13th in the American National Bank parking lot. We'll see you there.
You are listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
It's 6:31 on Dan Campenen's birthday here on 1620 The Zone, brought to you by Bellevue University. Keep up to date on all the championship action by downloading the BU Bruins app to your smartphone. You know what you never have to worry about? You send your kid to Bellevue University, about them becoming involved in an illegal gambling ring. The Mafia has apparently had their fingers inside the NBA, which is in no way a rigged sport, and officials wouldn't rig games for their financial benefit. There's no way players are sitting out for financial gain. Josh Peterson, I hope you're still listening. There's no way the NBA would rig LeBron James winning a championship to get to the Lakers. None of that has ever happened until Chauncey Billups and a group of former and current players have found themselves in the middle of an illegal gambling ring that involves poker games, betting on the sport.
Yep.
It's so vast.
It really is.
It's stunning.
But hold on,
the scope of this thing.
But is it though? Think about everybody you know that gambles and the venues in which they're in. Kind of feels all encompassing, right? Like,
man.
But here's what I'll say about this, Bob. Before we get in, and Bob Williams, I don't know if I mentioned
What's
that, is here with us tonight. Is this really that surprising to you guys? Because it's more surprising to me that it took this long to uncover this level of things going on.
No, I would say it's not. Well, first of all, it's not surprising whatsoever that you've got former and current athletes and professional coaches involved in sports related or poker gambling. First of all, that's not surprising whatsoever. The surprising things to me are some of the extreme levels of.
This isn't the first basketball mafia case of all time. Like,
oh,
you know what I mean? Like,
certainly not.
Yeah.
But I've not heard the X-ray machines that somehow work in identifying certain poker cards before to this type of, in this sphere.
Phil, everybody Google Phil Ivey in Morocco, by the way. Have you guys heard this story?
No, I know who Phil Ivey is, but I don't know his Morocco story.
So cards are cut in a certain way.
It's
right?
Monaco.
Monaco, sorry, not Morocco. Yeah, it's Monaco.
Okay.
They're cut in a certain way. Phil Ivey told this casino in Monaco, I'm coming to your casino. Phil Ivey's a world famous poker player for anyone that doesn't know. I'm superstitious. I want to use this deck of cards, this style of cards. You can bring the deck, unwrap it right in front of me, and I want all the cards to be laid out in front of me. And because I'm superstitious about it, I want to make sure your dealers aren't rigging things, blah, blah, blah. But in Baccarat, you can bet on the player or the dealer, so you have a 50-50 chance of who can win or it can tie, right? And he studied to the tip which card looked like what based on the way it was cut on the back of this one style of cards.
Wow.
And won
patterns.
$20 million from said casino. And they were like, we're going to wire you this money. Let us do some research on what the hell just happened here.
Now, was he denied payment?
Yeah, they never paid him because they figured it out. But
he got his max, like the max allowable casino payout on the day,
which was like only a couple $1,000, by the way.
Holy no, I had not seen that story.
But like, think about guys like that dedicate their lives to this style of stuff, and now put them in the trenches with the guys that are getting millions of dollars for the first time. It's just a very slippery slope. Not saying anything negative about Phil Ivey. Listen,
but
get your hustling, man. But whatever.
So this is like the classic Molly's Game gambling story,
for sure,
where they bring in the high-profile two guys, and they say, come on, these two guys are playing. They're not that good at poker, but they're rich. They got a lot of money. Chauncey Billups, you saw him. He's got an NBA championship. Come on.
Wearing a ring that's worth a couple $1 million.
And they were like, well, actually, they're really good at poker. And, they're cheating too.
Do you feel like any sort of disgrace by the fact that the guy at the top of this thing's name is Robert? Do you want to?
No name association, transitive property here, pal.
But when we talk about this large of a group, and obviously we're probably still not anywhere past the tippy top of where this starts at, racketeering and all of that comes in, like they can all be charged together, correct?
Yeah. So in this scenario, we've got conspiracy charges, and we're also talking about charges in federal court, at least with this.
We're talking about murder in some cases.
And federal court, crossing state lines, we're talking racketeering. When you're looking at RICO acts, yes. When you're talking conspiracy to commit an act, and generally in federal court, the penalty is very parallel to the act itself. Had you committed it itself, the act doesn't even have to be completed necessarily as well. So yeah, these guys generally are facing per charge. Again, this is a pretty generalization, up to 20 years of prison per singular charge. Now, there is a nuance here. There are aggravators that could apply. Now, if you are defrauding a financial institution with wire fraud, that could add another 10 years. This generally probably would not qualify under that arm, or if there's a natural disaster involved. Speaking of natural disasters, Jamaica here, there would not be that aggravator here. But yes, these guys are generally facing up to 20 years in prison plus fines on each singular federal charge. And all these federal charges, again, in generalities, have a 5-year window look back period, statute of limitations. I got asked by a few different people, one of them being a Miami fan, wondering if Terry Rozier was throwing games back in 03 as recently as
it would be surprising if he wasn't, though, right?
Damon Jones in 03, or things like that. And I go, well, that would not be within the general 5-year window, but I totally understand your query.
I got looked at like I had 6 heads on my shoulder. When on this radio station, I'm not going to throw anybody in the bus, Josh Peterson, but when like they started talking about daily fantasy numbers and unders being available, like, I don't care how much money you want. You have. You know what you probably want? Some more. And if it's as simple as, oh, I went up for a rebound, I rolled my ankle, and now my cousin just got $20,000 deposited in his check or into his bank account. How many people are going to turn that down? Not too many.
Yeah.
Now fill me in real quick though. So, what is the most recent news from Silver? Because the NBA allegedly did investigate the Rozier, and I can't remember the other player that was involved that was actually suspended. But Rozier somehow made it through their investigation without any very serious ramifications, other than missing, I think it was the rest of a shortened season, or not an abbreviated season, but the rest of the investigated season.
Yesterday, the U.S. Senate had asked him to be to
testify.
Not only that, but be investigated and get answers to all of this, because, like you said, the NBA investigated 4 players involved here, and they all got pushed along like nothing happened. And if you go back and look at some of Terry Rozier's lowlights,
yes, plenty of those.
And now you know what you're looking for, it's pretty damn obvious.
Especially with some of the safeguards the NBA and some of the betting sites have in place. When you start seeing a flood of singular game prop bets under specifically on
nobody's ever smart about
rebounds.
They don't try to make it a couple
whatever.
$100. They go for the whole mint.
But you see a certain aggregate of all these IP addresses from certain locations flooding in similarly. Or again, I like betting prop bets. The vig is not very generally favorable, but they are super fun to bet. But aren't those the bets that you really wonder if they make their way into affecting your area players or even collegiate players?
I just don't know from a morality standpoint how you can ever allow something that's not an over.
Yeah, it like the prop bet stuff for me. Like, I know a bunch of the online casinos have stopped doing props in college athletics.
Yep.
For that exact
that
reason.
Potential, yes.
You would think, but as Jimmy has already pointed out, that professional sports, with the amount of money that's involved, you would be somewhat immune to that. And I think for the most part, you are. I think there are edge cases where there are people who are trying to rig the system. They're doing underhanded things. I don't think it's like an epidemic.
I'm going to disagree, by the way.
I don't think it's an epidemic in any way. I think that there are edge cases for everything.
But I think it kind of depends on what you're talking about. Because think about what Chauncey Billups and Damon Jones are being accused of, right? It's not necessarily them shaving points. It's them giving inside information about teams and injuries and things that are going on. So that I say that to say this, Bob, from a legal standpoint, like, there's obviously tiers to this. I mean, guys that are throwing points or shaving points are probably going to be held a little bit more accountable than a coach that is telling some guy in Albuquerque, hey, there's this guy's hurt. This guy may or may not play. It's a game time decision, right? Like,
sure,
everybody can be charged, but there's going to be tiers to the way they're charged. Not all going to be charged one whole conspiracy charge, right?
Well, I think the conspiracy is obviously a very tangled web here, and I think that generally when you have conspiracy charges, the state government, or the federal government, may not charge every single incident that they could charge. They may blanket charge 2 or 3 charges to see where the defendant wants to go with these charges based off the validity of the evidence they're going to present to the defense attorney. They could charge for every single incident or sets of incidents. It was asking me, what
was he from
ultimately
Western
do you think's
Nebraska?
going to happen? What's that?
Was he from Western Nebraska?
He was not from Western Nebraska. an Omaha friend of mine, he was asking me, well, what do you think ultimately is going to happen? Well, first of all, I have not reviewed any of the evidence, but if taken as true, and the courts will take into consideration, whether or not these guys have criminal back. Some of the stuff we talked about recently, including last week, whether or not there's criminal background, who was victimized, can restitution be paid? I mean, I have questions about other folks that were involved because these games are probably illicit in their own right. And is the government going to be concerned about making these people whole that were involved in an illegal gambling ring? Are they looking to set some type of example with these professional or formerly professional athletes? The government does use what are called sentencing guidelines in federal court. They're no longer mandatory, but they provide a framework for assessing points or demerits, if you will, against or for people in what a cumulative sentence could look like. My guess is that if certain people could be identified, restitution dollars could theoretically be awarded. But I'm guessing, and this U.S. Department of Justice is doing its own thing with publicity as well. I'm guessing there is going to be some terms of incarceration for these guys. Now, when you look at white collar, where you don't have violence, you don't have these victims are maybe not as
nobody forced them to make the bet,
right?
Yeah,
or differently seated maybe than other victims of maybe a drunken driver or an assault or something like that. I think you're probably still going to see white collar prison for some of these guys, maybe 6 months, 9 months. But again, you don't know what could be pardoned as well. I mean, that's another facet of this too. You look at some of the things that DOJ has looked at, but again,
probably matters who rolls
these investigations
too, right?
have gone on through both different terms of government, right?
Yeah,
both parties. So I think that we're going to see the DOJ want criminal penalties in the form of prison time here.
So when we're talking about something like this, and there's the group of people who are providing the information, and there's the group of people who are acting on said information,
like throwing the opposite team the basketball right to their hands and letting them run to the other side of the court and make a layup.
Does the court make a differentiation between the people who are providing the information and the people who are actually acting on the information?
Certainly they are seated differently, but I would say in this scenario, there's probably, through their lenses, it's not going to look a whole lot different. You are an integral part of this scheme set up to defraud people, and they're going to look at this with a lot of scrutiny. I think that we're going to see some big names, and I wouldn't be surprised if Chauncey Billups is never going to coach again. Clearly,
I
mean, that's
Terry Rozier's never going to play again.
Terry Rozier's never going to play. And Damon Jones, was he an assistant coach at this time?
Yeah,
as well. I think they're clearly all done being related to the NBA, but I do foresee, while the courts may take all this into consideration, I do see some prison time.
So I think for some people, they'll look at this and say, so they got a little money from the casino. The casino gets money from everybody. What's the big deal? I think the other side of that is, yeah, but there were legitimate bettors out there who potentially lost bets that they may have otherwise not, that were legitimate bets based on the publicly available information.
Sure.
I mean, how do you see? I mean, is that
Well,
kind of the way you see it?
I think that the court, and I think maybe the U.S. attorney will argue that there is a deterrence factor involved, considering the publicity of this.
Yeah.
And I think that will hold far more weight than if this were Joe Smith and John Schreiner being prosecuted for defrauding a casino over here under a federal prosecution.
You could have said Joe Schreiner. That's my brother's name.
We know about his gambling addiction.
The one thing that we haven't mentioned is, like, what is the NBA's liability in all of this, right? Because there's we talked about the Adam Silver of it all, but we also have to look at the fact that they performed an investigation on Terry Rozier, gave him free clearance, and said he, quote, didn't break any rules. Now that may be true under the NBA's guidelines of, he didn't travel, or he didn't foul a guy at the foul line or whatever. But how much of this is on the NBA for basically kind of dropping the ball here in the whole thing?
Well, I think if you try to look at this objectively, and this will be the most interesting read at some point when this information is released, with whatever tools the NBA has at its disposal, they pale in comparison to what the tools the federal government has with subpoena powers, access of records, etc., and or willingness of getting cooperative witnesses, right? and risking prosecution. That's a big hammer that may incentivize other people that would not otherwise talk to the NBA, but to talk to the federal government about this. So certainly that is a factor. I think what you would need to look at is under the circumstances with the available resources the NBA has to investigate this, did they do a objectively reasonable job of investigating this? Are there things that they missed that shouldn't have missed? Or did they, based off of what they had available, do their due diligence or not? And that will come to light in the near future.
The other thing that really strikes me is I think that there's sort of two schools of thought here. That one, if there hadn't been widespread legalization of sports gambling, maybe this wouldn't have happened.
Sure.
And the other side of that coin is, if there hadn't been widespread legalization of gambling, there wouldn't have been this level of regulation and scrutiny, and this might not have been caught. Where do you come down between those two?
I completely agree. I mean, if you rewind time and talk to any of the commissioners 5 or 6 years ago of any of the major 4 sports leagues, don't even say some of these dirty words about gambling. We don't want a team in Vegas. We don't want to hear these dirty words that you're talking about. And now they're in bed as partners in business, very lucratively, mind you. So yeah, that certainly is a salient issue for sure.
We're catching up with Bob Williams, criminal, personal, civil. Williams Law is the spot for you. Obviously, you're decked out in your Eagles gear tonight. And when we talk about defending Super Bowl champions and the way this season has gone to start things off, 6-2, any concerns about your boys, even though they're at the top of the NFC least right now?
Feel pretty good right now. I think
they made a trade today.
Saquon got tweaked. I did not see that. What was the trade?
Yeah, they got Michael Carter from the Jets, the slot corner.
Yeah, okay. That's I like the sounds of that.
Because the Jets suck, so they're just selling everybody off.
The Eagles are,
but not Breece Hall apparently.
No, not Breece Hall. Well, and Braylon's hurt too, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, so no, I feel pretty good about him right now. They were a little nicked up on the line, including Cam. I think the bye week's hitting at a perfect time for them to get him healed up. AJ Brown's going to be the Mike Evans perpetual possible hammy problem. It sounds like, but like I said, the bye week's at a perfect time. Jalen Hurts, I think, is firing on all cylinders now. I think they realize let's actually use him and throw the ball. It's what a novel idea, right? Devontae Smith is having a fantastic year. And if they can stay healthy, the Slim Reaper, love it.
They won a Heisman once.
If they can stay healthy on the defensive line, I think they're going to be in great shape.
Well, you're not going to get.
I'm still waiting for Ty Robinson to really make an appearance. So I'm kind of surprised he's been a healthy scratch for a number of games.
Are you going to be in attendance on Saturday in Lincoln?
I was just I sat by Shriner at the last game, and no, it does not sound like the wife and I are going to be able to make it.
Would you have worn black to the game?
I would have, yeah, absolutely, for this game for sure. Absolutely would have donned
roll here.
Black uni. What are the points at now? They
9.5, I think it was.
They're still that high. Wow. Okay. Well, if I were a betting man, I would probably not take Nebraska points.
I'm actually the other way on that. I like.
I've been wrong. I like every game though. Mind
I
you,
like Nebraska in this game. 6.5. It's down to 6.5. It jumped up to 9.5 at one point. It has come back down since then. I looked yesterday, so I guess I should have done that before I did this radio show. But yeah, what's you said you're not looking to give us a prediction, give us a score.
Well, again, let's hope that I'm as wrong as I've been on several games so far. But I think we're going to go down 29-24.
WilliamsLawLLC.com is the place to you if you're facing a DUI charge. Maybe your son or daughter is in a little bit of trouble. If you have legal questions, we've got legal answers for you. Check out Bob and his team at WilliamsLawLLC.com. My friend, we appreciate it. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks Bobby.
You boys.
We'll be right back on the other side of the break. Call your shot time. You want a free after hours t-shirt? You want to tread your way towards the big game on Black Friday? You could do that when we come back on the other side of the break. 1620 zone. Turn on your hot water right now. Is it actually hot? Then you got a problem if it's not. AX Plumbing is here to help. Hey, everybody, it's Jimmy Allen here from After Hours. AXPService.com is the place for you if you need a water softener or if that old water heater just isn't heating the water up to the temperature that it used to. Head over to AXPService.com for all your big-time plumbing needs tonight.
Are you ready for the game changer of the day? Bellevue University has a new state-of-the-art 72,000 square foot field house featuring premium courts, generous fan seating, top-tier locker rooms, dedicated athletic training, and a strength and conditioning space, plus a whole lot more. It's not just a venue, it's a home court advantage. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
Are you dreaming of your business dominating local Google searches, drawing in customers effortlessly? Look no further. I'm Courtney, the Google gal from Pixel Fire Marketing. Need assistance with your Google business profile? From verification to getting more reviews, fixing maps to tackling annoying Google calls? I've got you covered. Your profile sets you apart and ensures you're the top choice for local customers. Visit fixmygbp.com for our $297 special offer. Visit fixmygbp.com for more details.
Kids don't like to miss out, and neither do you. When sore throats, ear infections, or sinus trouble put you on the sideline, trust the experts at Boys Town Ear, Nose, and Throat. With specialized care for the whole family and quick and friendly scheduling, you won't miss a thing. Boys Town Ear, Nose, and Throat can get you back to life. Visit boystownhospital.org.
Criminal, civil, personal. If you or a loved one is facing a lawsuit, let Williams Law represent you and your family today. With more than 20 years litigation experience in Nebraska, Williams Law will defend you with the dedication you deserve. If you're facing a DUI or if your son or daughter has been accused of a crime, Williams Law is here for you. Call 402-522-6317 to get a free, no-obligation consultation and to get the representation you deserve today.
Leaves are falling and footballs are flying. It's the season to celebrate, but it's tough to relax when your furnace starts shaking, rattling, and rumbling every time it turns on. With a maintenance plan from Controlled Comfort, you can enjoy peace of mind all year long. Our comfort specialist will perform a full HVAC tune-up and ensure your system is operating efficiently and reliably. Schedule your maintenance appointment today at ControlledComfort.com.
Controlled Comfort keeps it under control.
Omaha Mavericks hockey travels to Colorado Springs this weekend to take on Colorado College. You can listen to the games this weekend on News Talk 1290 Coil. It's UNO at Colorado College on your home for Mavericks hockey. News Talk 1290 Coil.
The Kansas City Chiefs' quest for 4 consecutive AFC championships can be heard all season long on your home for Kansas City Chiefs football in Omaha. 1620 The Zone and 1290 Core.
You can doubt the Chiefs. You can dislike the Chiefs. You can disrespect the Chiefs. You're going to have to deal with the Chiefs as the AFC champion.
Chiefs football is presented by J. Stennett Contracting. We have you covered.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
You're listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Wrapping up the first hour on 1620 The Zone on a Wednesday, where all the best conversations happen over a hot mic. We are brought to you by Bellevue University. Keep up to date on all the championship action happening on Bellevue's campus by downloading the BU Bruins app to your smartphone tonight. It is time for week number 10.
It is.
Of Call Your Shot. John Schreiner,
call it.
Go and explain what Call Your Shot is.
So Call Your Shot is a game. It's a pick 'em game. You pick the winner of a game. If you pick the favorite, you can get 3 points if they win and cover, 1 point if they win but don't cover. But if you pick the favorite and they lose, you get -2. If you pick the underdog and they lose, you get 0. But if they cover, you get 1. If the underdog wins in an upset, you get 4. And if they reverse cover a spread of 7 or more, you get 5 points. We've been doing this all season, and here are the point totals as they stand right now. I'm in last with 55 points.
Congratulations.
I have told you many times on this show, I'm not embarrassed to say it again. I'm bad at picking games. It's why I don't bet, partially why I don't bet. I'm bad at this. I'm in last. Dan has overtaken me. He's up to 67 points now, and Jimmy has 95 points.
So who's in first?
Jimmy Allen's in first place
Just want to make sure.
with 95 points. Among the listeners, Tyrell has killed it this season. Tyrell is beating both Dan and I. He's got 74 points.
Who's in second?
Who's in second? Corey.
Okay, Corey.
Corey's in second.
Corey, get your picks in. You have a chance to catch up. Don't forget, running tally for the listeners. This doesn't account to the 3 people in the room. If you are in first place by the end of the season, you get 2 tickets to a game of great significance, to a game in Lincoln on the day after Thanksgiving. John, what are the games this week?
The games this week, we begin with the number 1 team in the country.
Penn State?
Penn State is at Ohio State, and the spread is 20.5.
Just as we all thought it would be before the season started.
This was supposed to be the game of the year.
It is not going to be.
It is not the game of the year.
Ohio State by 30 or more.
Ooh.
In the shoe, Penn State is as low in the dirt as they've ever been. Get the sticks out.
Ohio State by 21, eh?
Yep, 30 plus.
I think this is a low-scoring game. I think Ohio State probably wins by multiple scores, but I think it's a low-scoring. Like, Penn State's defense is not bad. Their defense is not bad. Their offense is anemic.
They haven't played a team like Ohio State yet. I don't think it's going to feel like a big blowout, but it's going to be by the fourth quarter.
I want to take Penn State, but I'm going Ohio State.
I, too, am going Ohio State, simply because it will be a mud hole stomping.
Dude, UCLA put up 42 on them.
I know.
The end.
All right. We have 3 ranked on ranked matchups this week. It's not the slate that we had last week, but it's a pretty good one this week. Number 9, Vandy at number 20, Texas. This might be the game that has everybody's eyeballs this weekend.
Diego Pavia continues his march to New York by getting a win in Austin and leaving Steve Sarkisian and the Texas Longhorns out of the top 25 next week. And like I said, I think they're in reverse cover. Give me Vandy by 3.
It's only 2.5. So
those points matter.
I'm also taking Vandy because I don't know if Arch is going to play.
I would like Vanderbilt simply because I've caught a bunch of their games so far this year, just randomly flipping through the 3 basic cable channels, or I guess 4 technically basic cable channels that I have on a Saturday. And they always just seem to have enough juice to make it through a full game.
Is that a steroids reference?
No, but Diego Pavia has a neck that a la Barry Bonds'
I would like you to start with Dan Campanen from here on out. So I feel like I'm just getting piggybacked off of because I'm in first place.
I was actually going to suggest that this week. Let me pick first.
There you go.
All right.
From here on out.
The next game is number 10 Miami at SMU. Not the season that the Mustangs were hoping to have. Miami's a 12.5 point favorite in Dallas.
I personally would like SMU. The way that Miami dropped that Louisville game, I think they're due for another one of those.
I'm going Miami.
The wrong team is favored. Great pick, Dan. SMU wins outright.
Reverse cover.
Nah,
Reverse
I don't
cover?
know about that.
By 12.5?
13 points, that's too many.
All right.
SMU wins in a nail biter at the end.
3 points is good.
The world's I'm not I'm not
World
going
Series?
by
We're throwing the
this
World Series
this
card shot?
newfangled PC name. This is the world's largest outdoor cocktail party.
Correct.
It's Georgia
And it
at
should only be
Florida,
referred to as that.
What are they calling it now?
the world's largest outdoor party.
They took cocktail out of the equation because drinking is bad, Dan.
Okay.
That's the right answer, Dan.
Tell that to my grandpa.
Georgia is just a 7.5 point favorite over the Billy Napier-less Florida Gators.
Someone said it's an improvement. I am not. I'm not going first. Sorry, go ahead, Dan.
You are not, but I like where your head's at
Yeah.
because I am obviously going to take Georgia because Kirby Smart has the last name Smart and he's going to always make the smart plays. Also, I petition that we start calling this game the Florida-Georgia line game.
Let's not
and
do
get
that.
those
Don't.
nerds
Let's not
out
do
there
that.
in
Yeah.
their weird tank tops to call it.
Georgia.
Georgia by a lot.
All right. Our next game is another ranked on ranked matchup. This Oklahoma schedule, we knew it from the start of the season, but it looks even more brutal now.
Yeah, somehow.
They have to travel to Knoxville, Tennessee to play at Neyland Stadium against number 14 Tennessee. Oklahoma's ranked 18th, but the Volunteers are favored by 3.5. Dan?
Underrated, I think, stadium within the pantheon of the SEC. Neyland is going to be extremely loud on Saturday. Give me Tennessee by quite a bit.
I don't know why. Oklahoma.
Neyland Stadium is properly rated in the pantheon of the SEC because it's put at the very top of the list. Dan, I don't know what list you're checking, but for that reason and many others,
It should be number one.
Not only give
in
me
my
Tennessee, give me Oklahoma to finish the season with just 6 wins.
Whoa.
Here's our final ranked on ranked matchup of the week. Number 17 Cincinnati with just one loss on their record.
Who they lose to, John?
Nebraska.
Okay.
They travel to Salt Lake City to play the Utah Utes, who are ranked number 24 this week. And it's the Utes who are favored by 8.5. Dan Campanen.
I don't know where they pull out that 8.5 number from, simply due to the fact that there's no way that Utah should be favored by that much against Cincinnati. Cincinnati. Give me the Bearcats.
I'm also taking
Bearcat.
Cincinnati.
That's a noise that they make?
Oh,
I'll take it.
It is the 8.5 is not enough. That Utah defense is for real. Not only does Utah cover in this game, Cincinnati doesn't score more than one touchdown on Saturday.
Okay.
Whoa.
Final game of the week. Texas Tech in a tricky spot here at Kansas State. Have the Wildcats gotten back on the right track?
Dan?
The Little Apple hosting the Red Raiders. Texas Tech a 7.5 point road favorite.
I'll give it to Kansas State. Avery Johnson and the boys have gotten back on the right track, but money is going to win this game. Give me Texas Tech.
I'm taking Kansas State. I just feel like 7.5 is a large number. Texas Tech has come back to earth a little bit. Quarterback injuries are an issue. I'm taking K-State.
Trap game. They're at BYU. They have BYU at home next week, which would be the de facto play-in game for the Big 12 championship game. This week derails that. K-State wins this game outright.
All right. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
That is your Call Your Shot segment tonight. Don't forget to get your picks in at callyourshot1620 at gmail.com. As John Schreiner alluded to at the beginning of the segment, he will track the points. He will tell you how great I am next week and tell you how mediocre you did when we come back next Wednesday. But if you missed the segment, when I hear those picks, you can check them out on our socials at After Hours 1620 or listen to the segment back on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Recon Pest Control. Head over to reconpestservices.com tonight. Listen, it's that season. It's getting cold outside. Our less than furry friends are going to try to find their way into your house. You don't want that to happen. Get the defense for the winter your home deserves. Head over to reconpestservices.com tonight. We'll be right back on the other side of the break. Buying or selling with the birthday boy himself. 1620 The Zone.
Hey everybody, it's John here for Paul Davis Restoration. Did you catch all that rain that we've been having lately? Yeah, I'm sure you did. And if it's caused a little problem at your house, maybe foggy windows, you got some damp basement issues, maybe you're worried about some mold concerns, Paul Davis can come out and take care of all of that. Set your mind at ease and fix your home up to the way it was before the damage happened. Just give them a call at 402-553-0373. And if you have an emergency situation, they've got an emergency response team that will be to your house in a flash, getting that stuff cleaned up so you don't have to worry about it any longer. Mold mitigation, smoke damage, water in your basement, whatever it is, Paul Davis can help you out. Give him a call tonight at 402-553-0373. It's Paul Davis Restoration.
The real game changer in college athletics, it's coaches. And at Bellevue University, there is an experienced team of coaches who know you both as an athlete and as a person. Plus, there are student coach advisors who are there to provide individualized academic support every step of the way as you progress towards your degree. At Bellevue University, you're not just another athlete. You belong. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
And now, introducing the starting lineup of your Nebraska Huskers, starring Allo Fiber. At number 1, Allo Internet. At number 2, no satellite dish required. DirecTV through Allo. And at number 3, Allo Mobile. Allo Fiber, the official internet, TV, and mobile partner of Husker Nation. Level up your game and go to allofiber.com/Husker Radio.
Ready to make a positive impact in a young boy's life? Join Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands and become a mentor where you are matched up with a boy in the greater Omaha area. Over 50 boys are waiting for someone like you to guide and inspire them. Visit mentoromaha.org and sign up to make a difference in a boy's life. Don't wait. Make a lasting impact today.
Fall is the time to get to Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. Stop in and see John, Dan, Jake, Deanna, Matt, and Monier the tailor. There's new fall apparel from Mizzen and Maine, Johnny O, Roan, and now pants from Brax. Stop by 78th and Dodge and look great for all of your fall events.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
If you're looking for an authentic Italian experience, look no further than Pasta Amore. For 4 decades, Pasta Amore has been keeping the spark alive for couples in the Omaha area with their homemade pasta, made fresh every day. Our hand-picked selection of exceptional wines will put the nightcap on your evening that you expect. Open every day at 4. Stop by Pasta Amore in Rockbrook Village and enjoy dining in the romantic dining room or relax on our shaded patio.
Life is unpredictable, with seasonal storms and plumbing issues hiding around every corner. You can't predict the future. So when life happens, go with a trusted, reputable company like Paul Davis Restoration. Fire, water, mold, or storm damage can all be restored by Paul Davis Restoration. Don't live in the aftermath of tragedy. Restore your home today. Call Paul Davis Restoration at 402-553-0373 today.
UNO Women's Basketball opens up the regular season on the road in Manhattan, taking on Kansas State Monday at 6:30 p.m. You can hear all the action on 1180 The Zone. It's UNO Women's Basketball versus Kansas State Monday on 1180 The Zone.
Steve Sipple breaks down the Northwestern game and previews the USC game Thursday at Holy Ghost Church. Doors open at 5. Program starts at 7, and it's only $10 for adults, $5 for children. Sponsored by Jones Barrel Company and Beer City.
I'm Omaha Athletic Director Adrian Dow, and I want to introduce you to 3 Omaha schools that are playing a vital role in keeping our community strong. We serve nearly 600 pre-K through 8th grade students, most of whom come from disadvantaged neighborhoods. These students receive a values-based education with the family support they need. I'm a proud member of the CUES Fund Board, which supports the CUES school system. To learn more, go to CUES Schools, that's CUES schools.org.
KOZ and Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. This is 1620, The Zone.
All right, if you don't play Happy Birthday on a return at least one time tonight, I'm going to be super disappointed, Dan.
It's not going to happen.
It is Dan's birthday on a Wednesday night on 1620 Zone, brought to you by Pyramid Contractors. Head over to pyramidroof.com. Get a free estimate for your windows, your roof, your gutters, your siding. They can do it all. Check out pyramidroof.com tonight. Dan,
what'd you get for your birthday?
Oh,
nothing yet. I got
What do you mean yet?
I got myself a pair of Minnesota Timberwolves game official tree pants, or the tree shorts, as I like to call them.
The tree shorts.
The throwback Kevin Garnett uniform style shorts that they debuted this year as their City Edition jersey. Well, technically their alternate jersey this year. Their City Edition is still Long Live Prince. So I got that for myself. I've got a pair of pants coming. I've got a round of golf this weekend. But,
where at?
Stone Creek.
Shout out to Stone Creek. Easy for me to say. Let's get to bar yourself. Dan, what do you got for us?
The NFL, specifically the pride of NDSU, has finally taken to the podium today to diffuse the tension around his stint with the Vikings. Carson Wentz suffered a torn labrum and a fractured shoulder socket on October 5th and gutted it out, playing 2.5 more games. He, however, claims no one is forcing him or pressuring him to play. Buy or sell, Wentz can be believed at all in this situation.
Man, I don't mean to laugh, but my God, the Vikings have bad luck at quarterback. Listen. Think about the injury Carson Wentz has had in Philly and tried playing through it. I believe him. I honestly do.
So Carson Wentz is at a stage of his career where he needs to play as much as he can if he wants to continue his career. He needs to put good things on tape because his long-term future is not with the Minnesota Vikings. They believe in J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah.
He's not the guy for Minnesota. He's auditioning for another job. So of course, he's going to want to play as much as he can. And sometimes that involves bad decisions with your body, which is what Carson Wentz did.
Fair enough.
I believe it 100%.
I don't believe him whatsoever.
Why?
Simply because of the fact that, all right, you're telling me that you play, number one, the most scrutinized position, quite possibly in all of sports.
Yes.
And then you back that up by saying, oh, I suffered a torn labrum and a fractured shoulder socket in my throwing arm, the thing that I'm required to do for my job at an extremely high level. That would be like if someone was like walked up behind me and smacked me on the head and said, hey, buddy, you don't know what a clock is anymore. You don't know what 24 hours in a day even means. I wouldn't be able to do my job, let alone he shouldn't be able to do his job throwing a football at that high of a level.
It's his non-throwing shoulder, by the way.
Oh, it is his non-throwing shoulder?
Yeah.
Well, then I kind of believe Carson Wentz because he is a dog. He is a bit of a dog. All right, whatever. But we're going to talk about another horrific injury because just a season after his horrific injury, Aiden Hutchinson is now back on the Lions and has a new deal as well. $180 million extension with 141 of that being guaranteed. Buy or sell, this is a smart move to keep the young pass rusher in Hawaii blue for a long time.
It is absolutely the right move. Outside of quarterback, there's a tie for second most important position in the NFL right now. Wide receiver and defensive end. You absolutely have to have studs at all three of those positions if you're going to win championships. The Chiefs have kind of done it with a stud at 1.5 of those positions. But Patrick Mahomes is a different story. You got to have a pass rusher. Like you just have to have that. And when you find one that's as good as Aiden Hutchinson, you pay that man and you keep him on your roster.
Yeah, and listen, I mean, he's also a Michigan guy, right? And there's just some, for whatever reason, seems to be allegiance there for that reason. But listen, I don't think it's close between 1, 2, and 3. I think it's quarterback, then it's defensive end, and then it's wide receiver. But I think that metric is skewed a little bit just because I think there's a lot of really good wide receivers in the NFL right now, which doesn't necessarily hurt. But yeah, you got to find a way to keep him there.
I was interested to see that they pulled the trigger on this so quickly after that terrible injury that he had last year. But I'm not surprised because Aiden Hutchinson, the minute he stepped foot into that franchise and into that Hawaii blue, he was a fan favorite immediately. I mean, the amount of kids that you see in the stands with number 97 jerseys is probably enough just to say, you know what, we'll make that money back in merch sales just from you, Aiden. So have fun with that $141 million.
The Blue Jays hit a 2-run home run off Snell in the first inning.
And that it probably means that you're not going to have an 18-hour college or World Series event tonight.
That would be great. I'm introducing something right now called Dan's Holy Crap Line of the Week. This week, it's the Rams. They're 13.5-point favorites against the Saints, and the point total, 44.5. Buy or sell, you take the Rams to cover the spread and that point total.
I think they do it by themselves. Tyler Shuck is starting his first game. I don't think he's worse than Spencer Rattler. It'd be kind of hard to be. But with that being said, it's a rookie quarterback getting his first start against a pretty good vaunted defense that can make you pay for it. If you turn the ball over with the offense that they have also, man, you might see like a 41-3 style score in this game.
If the Rams don't win this game by 14 or more points,
something was gone very wrong.
Yeah, there should be an inquest in Los Angeles because there's something has gone absolutely horribly. The Saints are dead in the water. They have no juice at all. They're starting a rookie. Like, there's no reason for this line to be any less than this.
I'm going to say there's only one that was even close, and I was like, you know what? I think the Rams are going to get it this week because it's so bad. I think the other one there was one that was 13.5. Oh, yeah. Green Bay at Carolina. And I didn't want to talk about the Packers more.
Why, Dan?
Well, because legally I'm not allowed to, being part of the ownership.
Since you own them.
I have to correct my earlier report. The Blue Jays hit 2 one-run home runs, solo shots off of Snell.
Is that good?
2 pitches. 2 pitches into the game, they've hit 2 home runs.
Back to buy or sell. Guys, I never thought that I'd be saying this, but I think we have a snooze fest on our hands this week in the NFL. Buy or sell that KC Buffalo might be the only game truly of intrigue this week.
Well, listen, it's usually the game of the year. So even if it is the only game of intrigue this week in the NFL, still a pretty damn good game. But yeah, listen, the slate is horrible this week. If we were to, I don't know, say grunt this slate, it wouldn't be very gruntable because Dolphins, Ravens, 49ers, Giants, Bears, Bengals, Vikings with a one-armed quarterback in the Lions, Panthers, Packers, Chargers, Titans, Falcons, Patriots, Colts, Steelers. It's actually going to be a pretty good game.
I was going to say, you could get me there on that one.
Broncos, Texans is going to be a lot better than people think. And then Jaguars, Raiders, Saints, Rams, Chiefs, Bills, Seahawks, Commanders. The Monday night game is Cardinals, Cowboys. Blech. No thanks.
Yeah, it's like the schedule makers. I know they don't know this at the start of the season, but it's like this week they said, let's play all the good teams against all the bad teams.
Which there seems to be like a perfect divide of that in the league right now.
Chiefs Bills has some juice though.
Yeah, that's why I said it's a snooze fest. And I know that like the NFL got rid of the whole like flex this, flex that, do this, do that kind of like mishigosh that they used to have.
Bring it back.
But the fact that
flex out Cardinals, Cowboys, please.
Kansas City, Buffalo isn't getting like an evening game,
Yeah,
even though it is
Sunday
going
night
to be
game.
the only game on Fox or on CBS at that point in time during the day across the entire country. I still think you made the wrong decision by not making them
to the schedule,
the NBC or the ABC.
To the schedulers though that decided to give us the Browns and the Jets on a bye week. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you
yes,
very
that
much.
is a positive. Speaking of
Hey,
intrigue,
the Jets won a game though, so I mean,
I don't know. Like that cost you my survivor pool this week, by the way. I don't know how that happened. Chase Brown went off though, and I have him in every league and scored at least 20 points in every single league.
I think they did just good enough that they didn't do just bad enough to lose.
Fair enough. What else we got?
Every once in a while, a blind squirrel finds a peanut.
Every now and then.
Speaking
Jets
of
actually
intrigue,
win a football game.
we are 8 weeks down with 10 more to go. And as we sit now, New England, Pitt, Indy, and Denver are the division leaders in the AFC. And in the NFC, we have Philadelphia, Green Bay, Tampa, and Seattle. Give me your choices for each conference to make the big one.
I still think Philly's the team to beat in the NFC. I think they've underachieved this year. Despite that, they're still 6-2. In the AFC, I mean, it's just the Chiefs till it's not, right?
And they're starting to hit a stride.
And everybody's healthy.
Yeah, Rashee Rice looks like the dude.
Yeah. It seemed incentivized to play football.
I don't know. I know Detroit has had a ton of injuries in the back end. I really like that team, though. If they can get healthy, I think they can challenge the Eagles. Right now, though,
I mean, the Eagles lost to the Giants, so
it's true. But man, it's hard. It's so hard to see past a repeat of last year's Super Bowl. Like,
yeah,
Eagles Chiefs again is the way it's trending. I think we'll find out if Buffalo's the real deal when they play the Chiefs this weekend.
It's just so incredible that, like, outside of the AFC South, it is not clear who's winning each division, like, at all. Like,
And why don't we believe in the Colts at all?
Well, no, I said outside of the AFC South.
I know, but like, it's almost like we don't even consider the Colts. We're like, yeah, the Colts are winning, but
because they've beaten the Dolphins, Titans, Raiders, Cardinals, Titans.
Sure,
that's 4 of their 7 wins.
They
haven't played anybody. They barely beat the Broncos in one of the weirdest games of the entire season. Sure, they beat the Chargers, but I mean, how much do we really trust the Chargers also?
Yeah.
And
this week will be a litmus for them.
Listen, you're not going to know who this team is really until the playoffs get here. Because even this week, Dan, and I agree with you, because I said I think that game's going to be low-key good. It's in Pittsburgh. So, like, it's a road game in the NFL and a non-divisional opponent, or excuse me, a non-divisional opponent.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get them them against the Falcons. And then they're on the road again at the Chiefs, which should be another measuring stick game. But again, see everything I just said about the Steelers. And then they get the Texans, the Jaguars, the Seahawks, the 49ers, the Jaguars, and then the Texans again. You're not going to know who this team is until the playoffs get here.
And they're definitely making
and
it.
they might be good. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. Like, they might be very good. We just won't know that for sure until in the playoffs.
Have you changed your tune on Mac or Drake May at all?
No, he's not good. They haven't played anybody either.
They are leading their division right now.
Yeah, well,
I think week by week.
Just remember this conversation in a couple months. That's all.
Week by week, I'm being proven right. I told you many times. I think Drake May is really good. I say it in our group chat every weekend.
Yeah,
I get no responses.
Drake May's good.
Yeah, come talk to me when he's not throwing 3 touchdowns and 1 pick against the Browns. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Let's consider the source. They also just beat up the Titans and the Saints in the last 2 weeks as well.
And
also, they
played
played the Panthers and the Dolphins and the Raiders.
And for the record, if anyone cares for the old Dan Campanen opinion, Buffalo,
it is your birthday,
can definitely change my opinion this week after seeing what they can do against the Chiefs. But I really like Buffalo to go to the Super Bowl. I think Josh Allen needs to get one for
that franchise's sake. I hope they do.
Yeah. For
what if they lose? Would it be better? Would it be better? I don't know.
So I think if they lose,
Jimmy,
it would just be what everyone's kind of expecting.
It is better to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all.
And also, I really I know that this is I gave you Green Bay as one of the division leaders right now, and nothing would warm the cockles of my heart more than seeing my Green Bay Packers in a Super Bowl again. It would be almost
financially
perfect.
beneficial for you as well.
Yes, it would be. My dividend of $1 would be beautiful. But if you want to talk about things that would truly warm my heart to see in the NFC, if Tampa Bay makes it to the Super Bowl with Baker Mayfield and then they win the Super Bowl with Baker Mayfield,
it would be the ultimate mic drop moment, right? Like,
he is getting crowned dude of all dudes, probably for the rest of his life.
He might already be there.
I don't think he'll ever have to buy a drink again at any bar in any place in America. Maybe even Mexico, maybe even Canada. His Tim Hortons will be free forever.
We gotta get to bar, or not bar. So we just did that. We gotta get to open bar on the other side of the break. If you missed this segment, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Controlled Comfort Heating and Air. Winter is almost here. You can feel the chill. You can feel the chill in the air. You don't want to feel that chill in your house. Make sure you get that maintenance appointment with Controlled Comfort set up. What they're gonna do is they're gonna come out and take a look at your furnace, give you peace of mind about when you have to turn it on. Make sure it's gonna fire up when it needs to. They're also gonna tell you how much of a toll the warmer months took on your AC unit as well. Check out controlledcomfort.com for more details today. Buy or sell is done. So it's an open bar, dude, on the other side of the break. 1620 The Zone.
Your Omaha area forecast presented by Bellevue Berry and Pumpkin Ranch from the KETV Newswatch 7 Weather Center on 1620 The Zone.
Lighter winds and clearing skies tonight. We look for lows in the low to mid 30s. There's a possibility of frost around the area. Partly cloudy and pleasant on Thursday. High temperature upper 50s to near 60, and then cold again into Friday. I am Chief Meteorologist Bill Ranby from KETV Newswatch 7.
Are you ready for the game changer of the day? Bellevue University has a new state-of-the-art 72,000 square foot field house featuring premium courts, generous fan seating, top-tier locker rooms, dedicated athletic training, and a strength and conditioning space, plus a whole lot more. It's not just a venue, it's a home court advantage. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
At Timber, they don't just give you a place to go for lunch or dinner. They give you an experience from their bold, smoky flavors prepared in the open concept kitchen where you get to watch the magic happen to the relaxing umbrella-shaded patio. There's something for everyone at Timber. Join them for brunch every Saturday and Sunday from 9:30 to 2, plus happy hour from 2 to 5:30 Monday through Saturday and 2 to close on Sunday. Timberwood Fire Bistro in the heart of Omaha at 84th and Pacific.
Life is unpredictable, with seasonal storms and plumbing issues hiding around every corner. You can't predict the future. So when life happens, go with a trusted, reputable company like Paul Davis Restoration. Fire, water, mold, or storm damage can all be restored by Paul Davis Restoration. Don't live in the aftermath of tragedy. Restore your home today. Call Paul Davis Restoration at 402-553-0373 today.
Criminal, civil, personal. If you or a loved one is facing a lawsuit, let Williams Law represent you and your family today. With more than 20 years litigation experience in Nebraska, Williams Law will defend you with the dedication you deserve. If you're facing a DUI or if your son or daughter has been accused of a crime, Williams Law is here for you. Call 402-522-6317 to get a free, no-obligation consultation and to get the representation you deserve today.
Are you watching the water slowly seep down the drain again? Go with a local solution. Go with trusted. AX Plumbing is here to help. With over 20 years of serving the metro area, AX Plumbing can do it all, from residential to commercial. They can even help with the new build and installation service. Head over to axpservice.com today. There's financing available to qualified buyers and military discount too. Check out xpservice.com today. AX Plumbing. They'll leave your place cleaner than they found it.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
It is open bar time here on 1620 The Zone, where we open up the show to you. We are brought to you by Pyramid Contractors. You know, become number one for over a decade by accident. Head over to pyramidroof.com. Get a free estimate for your windows, your roof, your gutters, your siding. They do it all. Check out pyramidroof.com tonight. Not a whole lot of questions coming into the after hours inbox tonight, but we do get one from David that says, if Rule is, say, 50% interested in Penn State, how much would he be interested in LSU, Florida, etc.? So I think this is more gauging the interest in our thoughts of how much Matt Rule is interested in leaving Nebraska as a whole. Yeah. And I think the answer to that question is, what does the money look like? I mean, you left Penn State, you left SUNY,
and not money for him.
Yeah, you left Temple, you left Baylor for greener grasses. What is greener than Nebraska? He's talked about how elite these facilities are. I think the question is it easier to raise money, and do you have to stand up at a podium and ask for people to make donations in the spot you're going to?
I think, it's less about his salary and how much money are you going to give him to build a roster. That's the question to answer.
And I think that's going to be the questions anybody looking to leave their current establishment for somewhere else is looking for, because as you can tell, if you just get fired, you're going to get a boatload of cash anyway. So what does it look like while I'm here?
I think this question is inverted, because it's long been my position, and you've heard me say it. I think he would be more interested in an LSU or Florida than he would at Penn State. For the simple fact of what he said at Big Ten Media Days. I go back to this all the time. It just sounds like he is not interested in the pressures of coaching at your alma mater and all the things that brings along with it.
Sure.
I think he wants to hold Penn State in a special place in his heart and never have to have the fans of Penn State hate him.
Fair.
I don't think he's interested in that. Now, if you tell him you can go to LSU and we're going to give you $45 million to build a roster, you're going to go to Florida and we'll give you $48 million to build a roster, that might be really enticing to him. I don't think it's the same when you're talking about Penn State. I honestly feel like he's less interested in going to Penn State than he would be any of the others.
You know, I think it is really imperative for Nebraska to get this extension done in the next 2 days. And not from a sense of...
I said by mid-November.
And I agreed with you then, and I don't now, because of the list of guys that are coming into Lincoln on Saturday.
Yeah.
This is the biggest recruiting weekend in Lincoln, probably since like the Micah Parsons Friday Night Lights Black Shirts camp thing that Mike Riley put on. And you need to make sure that you have all of your ducks in a row if you want this weekend to end up being what you need it to be recruiting-wise.
What do we know from Dave Bartu?
2 and 2 is 4.
If you don't have a top 5 recruiting class somewhere in your 4-year window, you don't win a national title. You just don't. Like, since we've had recruiting rankings, that's true. If 100%
of the time,
100% of the time, the teams that win national championships somewhere in their 4-year recruiting cycle have had a top 5 class. Right now, for the 27 class, the last 26. I saw. No, the 27 class.
Trey Taylor, yeah.
Nebraska's number 4. Their recruiting class right now is 4th. Now, you got to add to that if you're going to stay in that top 5. You can't just sit on your laurels and say, we've got enough now. If you're going to keep that top 5 class, you have to add some more pieces to it. And that's very important. And just as you said, having your coach signed long-term is a big deal.
And for anybody that's wondering, this year's recruiting class is currently ranked 63rd according to Rivals. Go ahead, Dan.
And sort of to that point, to the Trey Taylor actually specific point, I think when you have a quarterback of Trey Taylor's caliber and of his, I'll just call it what it is, social media savvy.
Yeah.
The fact that he has in multiple tweets said, my recruitment is closed. I am a Nebraska Cornhusker. I'm going to Nebraska. There is no way to change my mind. And you kind of get the sense that he knows what's going on and that Matt Rule is uninterested in the Penn State job in general. I feel that gives me more confidence, and that the 50% quote unquote interested in Penn State, even as a hypothetical, is outlandish, because I think he wants to stay here and he knows what he's building with that Trey Taylor 2027 class. To get to the original question, I think any coach with gray matter between their ears, if LSU and Florida came calling with a serious offer and said, as John and Jimmy have pointed out, we have a boatload of money for you to come down here and build a roster. This is what you have at your disposal. I'd say, how quickly can I pack my bags, and do you care who I bring in with me?
We got to get to John Walker of the Omaha World Herald. If you missed the open bar, check it out on our radio replay page at 1620thezone.com. It's brought to you by Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. Jerry Ryan is the premier suit buying experience in the Midwest. So if you have a big day, maybe the biggest day coming up here, and you're getting ready for your wedding, or maybe your friend's wedding, or maybe you know somebody that's dumb enough to get married on a Nebraska game day, you can celebrate along with our friends over at Jerry Ryan. I got my wedding suit from Jerry Ryan. Dan got his wedding suit from Jerry Ryan. You can just be like Jimmy Allen, Dan Camp, and stop by 78th Dodge. They've been dressing Omaha for over 50 years. John Walker of the Omaha World Herald. We come back 1620 Zone.
Hey, everybody, it's John here for Rail Car, the top brunch spot in Omaha. If you haven't tried it, get out there this weekend, 9:30 to 2 p.m. Nutella French toast. We got the chilaquiles last week. The boys got introduced to the Railcar chilaquiles. I think it was an overwhelming positive response. You could have that overwhelming positive response if you get out there this weekend and try them out. It's chips, it's chicken, spicy sauce, cheese, eggs. It is great. It's like breakfast nachos, only better. Lemon ricotta pancakes. If you're super hungry, you can get that big pile of breakfast called the Pile Up, and some sticky pecan donut holes if you're feeling a little sweet afterwards. Plus, prime rib Friday and Saturday night. It is the place to go for brunch this weekend. 9:30 to 2, 144th and Blondo. Get yourself out there.
The real game changer in college athletics, it's coaches. And at Bellevue University, there is an experienced team of coaches who know you both as an athlete and as a person. Plus, there are student coach advisors who are there to provide individualized academic support every step of the way as you progress towards your degree. At Bellevue University, you're not just another athlete. You belong. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
Ready to make a positive impact in a young boy's life? Join Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands and become a mentor where you are matched up with a boy in the greater Omaha area. Over 50 boys are waiting for someone like you to guide and inspire them. Visit mentoromaha.org and sign up to make a difference in a boy's life. Don't wait. Make a lasting impact today.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
Fall is the time to get to Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. Stop in and see John, Dan, Jake, Deanna, Matt, and Monier the Tailor. There's new fall apparel from Mizzen and Maine, Johnny O, Roan, and now pants from Brax. Stop by 78th and Dodge and look great for all of your fall events.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
Life is unpredictable, with seasonal storms and plumbing issues hiding around every corner. You can't predict the future. So when life happens, go with a trusted, reputable company like Paul Davis Restoration. Fire, water, mold, or storm damage can all be restored by Paul Davis Restoration. Don't live in the aftermath of tragedy. Restore your home today. Call Paul Davis Restoration at 402-553-0373 today.
Leaves are falling and footballs are flying. It's the season to celebrate, but it's tough to relax when your furnace starts shaking, rattling, and rumbling every time it turns on. With a maintenance plan from Controlled Comfort, you can enjoy peace of mind all year long. Our comfort specialist will perform a full HVAC tune-up and ensure your system is operating efficiently and reliably. Schedule your maintenance appointment today at ControlledComfort.com.
Control Comfort keeps it under control.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI agent can be set up in minutes to answer calls and questions 24/7, so you never miss a customer lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
You are listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
7:42 on a Wednesday night here on 1620 The Zone, brought to you by Pyramid Contractors. You'll become #1 in Omaha for over a decade by accident. Head over to pyramidroof.com. Get a free estimate for your windows, your roof, your gutters, your siding. They can do it all. Check out pyramidroof.com. Tonight, John Walker from the Omaha World Herald now joins us on After Hours. John, good evening. How are you?
Man, I'm good. I just left the World Herald newsroom a little bit ago. Been working on quite a bit of Creighton preseason stuff. So I'm good, man. Basketball season's around the corner. A week from this very moment, we'll probably be at halftime of the first Jays game of the season. So all of that to say, I am good. How are you guys?
Doing fantastic, man. Listen, the Jays have got 2 preseason exhibitions in the books now. What have you made about what you've seen from Creighton up until this point? Because obviously 2 very different games.
Yeah, and I'll start with full transparency that I was not physically at the Colorado State exhibition. I was out of town at a wedding. But I have rewatched it, obviously. And let's just start with the big obvious one, guys. Like Owen Freeman, for the first time since February, played organized basketball. And I know that he didn't have a crazy old performance or anything, but that's like a monumental step in his recovery after off-season meniscus surgery. So it was really good to just see Owen Freeman back on a basketball court, kind of giving it a full go, or at least as much as he can while he still kind of finds his footing in Creighton's system. But that was good to see. In spurts, he showed glimpses of the player that he can be, especially as a post scorer. But my other huge takeaway, and I only advertised the guy all off season, and people still questioned whether he was the starting point guard. Nick Graves has been phenomenal.
He's a dude.
And anybody who watched his tape from Charlotte last year, he would never tell you it because he's too good of a kid. He was not in a system conducive to assisting. He shot the 15th most free throws in the country because he had to be a scorer. And I think the people somewhat underrated his ability to facilitate and run Greg McDermott's offense as a pure point guard, and understandably so, given how long it often takes newcomers to pick up the system. Look at Stephen Ashworth's year 1 to year 2 jump, for example. But Nick Graves has been every bit of the point guard that Creighton hoped him to be when they signed him from Charlotte this offseason. With the caveat, of course, that they're only exhibition.
Yeah. And on that note, I mean, you can kind of take exhibitions largely with a grain of salt, right? Because there's a lot of players on both teams who maybe are going to see the floor during the regular season. There's a lot of players who won't. But, I mean, you beat Iowa State by 13, and then you beat Colorado State by 12. I mean, what do you make of the 2 outcomes from the exhibition season, knowing what we know about all of the issues that exhibition games are fraught with?
Yeah, the Iowa State one was really interesting because it really was a tale of 2 halves, Like the 23-0 run in the first half was Creighton at its best. As crazy as that sounds for an exhibition, right? Like a 23-0 run is insane. So that was like, okay, this is what this offense can look like when it really, really catches fire. And we said at the time, like, and they did that without Owen Freeman and without Jackson McAndrew. So we knew that the ceiling offensively was so high. And they talked about that all offseason. We just got to see it in game for the first time. So that one was interesting. The one thing that keeps me from being so bullish on Nick Graves, I mean, like, so bullish, is I would have loved to have seen, and I hope we get to see in Vegas, how he would play for 40 minutes when his direct matchup is Tamin Lipsey.
Yeah.
So that, you know, he'll get tested at Gonzaga his second game. I think he'll really benefit from the pace that the South Dakota game will be. But he'll really, really, really be tested in Vegas with the guard play that Creighton will see out there between Baylor and expected to be healthy Iowa State with him and Lipsey. So, yeah, that was the big one for that. And then, yeah, Owen was just a huge one for Colorado State. And it was just also important to see that Creighton could play so many guys and still beat a team that's expected to, you know, finish in the middle of the pack of the Mountain West. So yeah, those were kind of the big takeaways from both of them.
You mentioned Jackson McAndrew a minute ago, and obviously he was dealing with a foot injury in the scrimmage. How much of Creighton's preseason injury woes were you at this point today?
Like concerned about him?
Yeah.
Nah, not really at all, to be honest. Like Jackson like tweaked an ankle early last season, remember?
Yeah.
And then like he left one of the games early, came back in the second half. So like he dealt with an ankle all last season, and obviously he was still good. So I like, it's something minor. I just don't think they wanted to rush it. Like, you don't need to play him against Iowa State. The other benefit to that is you don't put Jackson McAndrew on tape against Iowa State's defense. So there's another benefit to it. But yeah, I'm not concerned about it. And then honestly, Owen is just working his way back, as we all seen. Mac talked about it in the post game on Saturday, that it'll just take a minute for him to find his footing, and rightfully so. Like, Jeff Grosel helped so much with the mental part of the transition from Iowa, but nothing simulates the end game reps. And Owen hasn't had any of those really since February. Didn't even really return to practice until, you know, a couple of weeks ago around the Iowa State exhibition. So it'll take him a minute. But yeah, he'll be a key piece once he finds his footing, man. I think we all kind of know that.
Really quickly, predictions for the blackout in Lincoln on Saturday for Nebraska and USC.
Man, that's tough. I'll be there, by the way.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm gonna go. Oh man, I'm gonna go unpopular here. I'm gonna say USC 27, Nebraska 23.
That's two of our guests that have picked USC so far. Just pointing that out. John, we appreciate it, man. We'll catch up with you next week. Hopefully talking a little more college hoops in the start of the season.
All righty, guys. See ya. Thanks.
That's John Walker. Follow him at @ByJohnWalker on Twitter. And don't forget to subscribe to Omaha.com. If you missed this segment tonight, check it out on our radio replay page. It was brought to you by our friends at AX Plumbing, Home and Residential. They can do it all. Check out AXPService.com for all your plumbing, water heater, gas pump, gas piping, or backflow prevention issues. AX Plumbing is locally owned and operated. They'll leave your home or business cleaner than they found it. Check out AXPService.com for more details tonight. We predict the game on the other side of the break, 16-20 zone.
From the chant of Husker power to Allo Fiber powering your home and Husker Nation, Allo is the teammate you can trust. Whether you're streaming at home with Allo Internet, watching on the go with DirecTV through Allo, or checking stats and scores on Allo Mobile, Allo keeps you in the game. Bench the other guys and team up with the official Internet, TV, and mobile partner of the Huskers. Go Gig Red. Visit allofiber.com/Husker Radio.
Ready to make a positive impact in a young boy's life? Join Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands and become a mentor where you are matched up with a boy in the greater Omaha area. Over 50 boys are waiting for someone like you to guide and inspire them. Visit mentoromaha.org and sign up to make a difference in a boy's life. Don't wait. Make a lasting impact today.
Fall is the time to get to Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. Stop in and see John, Dan, Jake, Deanna, Matt, and Monier the Tailor. There's new fall apparel from Mizzen and Maine, Johnny O, Roan, and now pants from Brax. Stop by 78th and Dodge and look great for all of your fall events.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
Rail Cars Happy Hour is here. Stop by 144th and Blondo Monday through Saturday from 2:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. and Sunday from 2 to close, and enjoy $2 to $5 off appetizers, $1 off draft and bottles of beer, and delicious ciders. All signature cocktails are $10. Classic cocktails are $8, and every glass of wine is $2 off. Plus, Rail Cars' incredible brunch menu is on display 9:30 to 2 Saturday and Sunday. Rail Car Modern American Kitchen, 144th and Blondo.
Leaves are falling and footballs are flying. It's the season to celebrate, but it's tough to relax when your furnace starts shaking, rattling, and rumbling every time it turns on. With a maintenance plan from Controlled Comfort, you can enjoy peace of mind all year long. Our comfort specialist will perform a full HVAC tune-up and ensure your system is operating efficiently and reliably. Schedule your maintenance appointment today at ControlledComfort.com.
Control Comfort keeps it under control.
Are you watching the water slowly seep down the drain again? Go with a local solution. Go with Trusted. AX Plumbing is here to help. With over 20 years of serving the metro area, AX Plumbing can do it all, from residential to commercial. They can even help with the new build installation service. Head over to axpservice.com today. There's financing available to qualified buyers and military discount too. Check out axpservice.com today. AX Plumbing. They'll leave your place cleaner than they found it.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Putting a wrap on the second hour of the After Hours Lounge here on 1620 The Zone, brought to you by Pyramid Contractors. Over a decade of being number one in Omaha doesn't happen by accident. Head over to pyramidroof.com for a free estimate for your windows, your roof, your gutters, your siding. They do it all. Check out pyramidroof.com tonight. Nebraska in a blackout against USC at home against the Trojans. Dylan Raiola has thrown 2.1 touchdown per game this year. None of those came against Minnesota. Over or under 2.5 touchdowns for the sophomore gunslinger?
Under. I think it's 2.
Dan Campion?
Just tossing? Are we just going off tossing? Because
a hot take, Dan. You got a rushing touchdown?
I do have a rushing touchdown. I think we get into a 1-yard situation where it's just better to go Dylan right off the edge, or Dylan, right up the behind of Justin Evans, and
Heinrich Harvard does that.
Yeah, but do you really want to see?
Does he do it on Saturday though?
But if we're just going passing, I say under.
I will go over.
Oh,
I think Nebraska scores exactly 3 touchdowns on Saturday, and I think they are all Dylan Raiola touchdown passes.
Okay.
Emmett Johnson carried the ball. Let me do the math here. 27 times against Northwestern. That might not have been enough.
That is the correct one.
Over or under 20 carries for number 21?
It better be over.
I'll do you one better, John. It will be over.
I think it will be. I think it will be a tie. Give me exactly 20 carries.
He's going push.
EJ. I'll take the push. Ja'Cory Barney has not carried 20 times all season. As a matter of fact, he only has 4 rushing attempts this season. Over or under 1 carry for Ja'Cory Barney on Saturday?
Push.
Over.
Give me the over as well. I think he is the difference maker in the mesh concept on Saturday, and he sets Nebraska up for several different big plays. Give me the over as well for a maximum of 2, so exactly over 1. It doesn't feel like it, but Nebraska is averaging 2 sacks a game. It's like 1.896, but over or under 2 sacks for Nebraska on Saturday?
Under.
Because?
I don't believe in the pass rush right now. That, like, if you watch that game against Northwestern, did you come away from it feeling confident in Nebraska's pass rush?
Nope.
No.
Dan?
But see, I feel confident about everything. I'm the one who said 10-2, and they have to win this one to actually get to 10-2. I'm going to say over because I have a feeling that Butler is dialing up something extra spicy for this weekend. And going to say that 2 sacks are going to go straight to Dasan McCullough's pocket.
Give me Dasan McCullough with 2 sacks as well, and one more for somebody else. Now, Mayava is really good about getting rid of the ball early, and that could be the absolute negotiation there and negator of all sacks. But with that being said, I think Nebraska gets home 3 times. Give me your score for the game, John Schreiner.
I told you at the start of the season that I thought Nebraska would lose to USC. I have not changed my mind. I think that in this game, like, what do we know about Nebraska? They play very poorly in the second quarter. Second quarter has been a disaster for this team for most of the season. I think that's the problem in this game. I think they get behind by too much. I think they make a late push, but don't come up with the win. I got USC 30-24.
Dan?
I have the good guys, Nebraska 34-31. It's going to be a tight one.
It's going to be much tighter than that. Dan, I also have Nebraska. Give me Nebraska 24-21. Late Kyle Cunanan field goal gives Nebraska the win.
Love your optimism.
Those are our picks for the game and our show for the night. If you missed any of it, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Allo Fiber. Allo has been empowering communities in Nebraska since 2003. If you want to support local and have trusted internet service, there's no better option than allofiber.com. Head over to allofiber.com/Husker Radio and sign up for your new services, whether it be internet, DirecTV, or the all-new Allo Mobile. Check it all out at allofiber.com. For Dan Campen and John Schreiner, I've been Jimmy Allen. Happy birthday, Dan Campen.
And many more.
Thank you.
Are you ready for the game changer of the day? Bellevue University has a new state-of-the-art 72,000 square foot field house featuring premium courts, generous fan seating, top-tier locker rooms, dedicated athletic training, and a strength and conditioning space, plus a whole lot more. It's not just a venue, it's a home court advantage. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
And now, introducing the starting lineup of your Nebraska Huskers, starring Allo Fiber. At number 1, Allo Internet. At number 2, no satellite dish required. DirecTV through Allo. And at number 3, Allo Mobile. Allo Fiber, the official internet, TV, and mobile partner of Husker Nation. Level up your game and go to allofiber.com/